Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about a spicy one. My favorite grocery store had one of my favorite spices on BOGO this week, so I had to go up into the spice rack to see just how many bottles we had in backup. And that's when the spirit hit me with this here message. You see, on any given day, we have at least two, maybe three or four opportunities, we don't need to judge, that I have to pull those spices down or the bottles down to kick up whatever recipe I'm either cooking or eating on. And sometimes it's either just like a hint of salt or a pinch of garlic, or it could be something big. I'm looking at you there, Chili Bowl, like Da Bomb or maybe even one of my special mixes of hot sauces. But no matter what goes into it, one thing's definitely the same, and that is that once we add something to it, it's never going to be the same again. That reminded me of over 4 decades ago being in a small town in West Virginia at a tent revival when he came into my heart. Because once that happened, I was never the same after that. It also reminds me of the dozens of interactions or conversations that I have each and every day. And, just as being a follower of Christ, that doesn't mean that every time that I have a conversation with somebody that I need to automatically try and convert them to being a follower of Christ too if they're not. It also doesn't mean that I have to try to spread peace, love, and joy to everybody. It does mean that if the opportunity arises, that I should try if the opportunity presents itself. If the opportunity presents itself, I should try to spread peace, love, and joy. But in every opportunity, I should always be the salt of the earth, just like Jesus commanded. And even if that just means just a hint of salt, just a pinch of salt, by spreading just a smile at that time because the other person's too busy. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But I'll try to remember that that person was busy and frazzled right now, and maybe go back later and have a little bit more of a conversation if they're willing. Just a thought from a guy that did remember to spread some hot sauce on the eggs. I'll let you guess which one. The Bible verses today are Matthew 5, 1 through 14, and 2 Corinthians 5, 11 through 21. As far as questions, I mentioned today about when Christ came into my heart. Do you remember when he came into yours? How about the salt of the earth? How do you feel about that verse, and how do you apply it to your life? God bless you. Have a great day.